My name is David Harrison Greis. Welcome to the Greis Report, your unfiltered daily voice for truth. Tonight, I would like to start off by announcing some good news, very, very loud and proud. Trump bootlicker Eric Adams, the current mayor of New York City, has dropped out of the mayoral race. I don't care what reason he gives you. He finally realized nobody wants him, nobody likes him, nobody's going to vote for him. So this is a win, and we're going to keep our eye on the mayoral race, and we'll let you know how everything turns out in November. So let's dive right into tonight's show. So I spent a great deal of yesterday and today talking to people from Portland, Oregon, and from Broadview, Illinois, to get the actual scoop on what's really going on in these locations. I've gotten a broad variety of responses that all share a common theme. In Broadview, Illinois, the protesters are feeling very much targeted. And they feel very much like they don't have the freedom of speech that they deserve. And even the police department has had it out with ICE. So that's a big deal because there's actually some news articles floating around the internet from reputable sources, specifically ABC7, where you can actually watch a video of one of the top-ranking members of the police in Broadview, Illinois, talking about their altercation with one of the ICE Gestapo at the Broadview, Illinois processing facility. So, I mean, this is a big deal. The cops are they got maced, they got pepper sprayed, they were hit with those chemical weapons, same as the protesters. So that's really why you don't see them there, according to my understanding. And Portland, well, I'm going to show you an actual video of what's going on in Portland right now. This was taken last night, and this is a news report from local KOIN station, where they're actually discussing the protests that Trump is saying is creating a war-torn type of city. Just watch for yourself.
Salk is live and has been out there all night. Ariel, what's the situation at this hour?
60 or so protesters out here chanting. You can even hear cars honking and support as they drive by. Now, after discussing this with my security team and reviewing some of our footage, I have seen that it looks like at least one protester was arrested by ICE agents earlier today. Now I'm going to take a step aside so you can get a better look. We are trying to avoid any signs or walls that has profanity or blur that for you. Now, like I said, about 60 people out here throughout the evening. We've been seeing a helicopter circling up in the sky. We've also seen a drone that looks like it is coming from ICE agents. Every once in a while, I'll see an ICE agent coming out from the roof, peering down at the protesters. Now, earlier today, we saw a group of maybe about 100 people, peaceful Portland protesters. They came, it was part of a group of a bunch of different religious groups, rabbis, priests, families and children walking around in a circle, giving out flowers. They did eventually leave, and more protesters came later today. Like I said, we did see what appears to be one arrest so far, but we are monitoring that and reaching out to the appropriate facilities to find out what has happened. Now, when we got here, I did see some Portland police. They were parked several blocks away, so they're not really visible, but we did see them in the facility in the area. Back to you, Lisa.
Yeah, there's like 60 to 100 people that are just like out there with their signs. It doesn't look anything like Broadview, Illinois. It doesn't look like anything like the actual war zone that's going on over there. It's massively peaceful. And in my conversations with the people from Portland themselves, they don't understand why they're being targeted at all. They acknowledge that there has been some protests there, but the nightly protest is generally small. And to their understanding, there aren't really even people being held at this particular location, but I would have to still confirm that. But just you saw what that looks like. That's not a danger, and that's not war-torn. And the people driving by honking were honking in support of the protesters. So if you like what you're hearing tonight, please remember to like, subscribe, and down here there's an email address, thegreisreport@gmail.com. Again, that's thegreisreport@gmail.com. Please send us any tips, leads, story requests, any kind of interaction that you've had with the ICE Gestapo, the National Guard, the military forces that are out there right now. We are happy to boost that on air. And please remember, hitting that subscribe button, that like on the video, and hitting that bell to get notified really helps us get the news out there, because that's all we really want to do is get everybody on board with the actual news rather than what's being given to you by the mainstream media. So just to kind of close out everything that we've been talking about, I really want to highlight the bravery of the individuals that are out there in Broadview, Illinois, getting photographs, and in Chicago, because I've seen videos today from Chicago where the ICE Gestapo is out in full force in Chicago, in the city itself, walking through the city carrying weapons. And the people there are not happy about it, but there's also nothing for them to do, because it's not like there's crime on every corner like Trump wants to make everyone believe. That's nonsense. These cities are not being properly represented in the media. And then, just to add insult to injury, Mad King wannabe Donald Trump is going to be showing up to Pete Hegseth's gathering of the generals in Quantico next week. So my understanding is that what happens now, the security for the event, in much the same way as for Charlie K's funeral, is now shifted to the Secret Service. So Trump has more control over the event itself. What this means and what's actually going to be talked about there, we don't know yet. We will be following it very closely, because this could be either complete nothing, where it's just like a joke of a public relations thing, or it could be what Hitler did, where he made his generals swear allegiance, or they got fired, or whatever else. So we're going to keep our eye on all of this. But for those of you out there in Portland, and for those of you out there in Broadview, and for those of you out there in Memphis, and in Boston, and here in New York City, everywhere that's being targeted right now, we stand with you. We are one united movement. Remember, do not silence yourself. Get out there and make sure that you make your voices heard, and that you make them feel unwanted and uncomfortable in your city, but don't provoke them. Don't take the bait. Don't give Mad King Donald Trump what he wants. My name is David Harrison Greis. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Welcome to The Resistance, and have a great night.